This is the Bill Squire Show.
Like the way I talk to her is like when I'm doing her voices. Oh, Diana, like
yeah, it is a very dumb voice, especially all of my dogs are very
Diana. Oh, just wondering if I can be on the podcast this week.
Yeah, mine is definitely like food driven. So just dopey, dancing around. So yeah, it's definitely. What are you doing? What are you doing today? Are you hungry? You ready for breakfast?
Love a good dog voice. Anyway, welcome to this week's episode of the Bill Squire Show. AJ could not make it this week. He's doing some other things. I believe he dipped out on us to do a crowd work show, which I'm not happy about.
He knew when to go.
Yeah, he knew it. So it's just the Bill and Tommy show, and I mean it's the Bill Squire Show with Tommy.
Yes,
but,
yeah.
You know, it's
just
Bill and Tommy this weekend. So we'll get through it. We'll do what we can do.
Make sure you talk shit to AJ for not being here.
Yeah, well, you know what I did, and I hope he hears this. So Mary's going to the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So they're doing this pilot for our friend Raj, and like it's a read through. And it had to start later than it initially thought, and AJ had a bigger role in it than he originally thought. Okay. So he's like, "Hey, I won't be able to make it tonight. Is that okay? Can we like record?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's not that big a deal."
Yeah. No one cares about him. It's fine.
But I told Mary to like subtly say like, "Yeah, Bill was annoyed."
Poor AJ. Just living his dreams. Yeah. You're crushing him.
My dreams are to annoy my friends.
Yeah,
so
yeah, you know.
I like that. So, and I just thought it was a funny way. Like, if she can pull it off to a point like where he like, I'll know she pulled it off if he calls me as soon as the thing's over and be like, "Hey man, Mary said that like the blah blah." Yeah. So like if that happens, I will know that it
was successful.
And then I'll just be like, "Well, just watch the podcast."
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, fuck.
Love you, AJ.
I love you, Bob. Miss ya. Wish you were here." We were just talking before we started about the new Batman movie. Mm-hmm. Very excited about that. Heard good things. You're going tomorrow. I'm going on Saturday. And what's your before we see this one, let's rate our Batman films. Shit. Can you do that? Can you kind of do that off the cuff?
It's been a while, but yeah. Which ones are we talking? Like
we're gonna rate them all.
Okay, you're gonna need to remind me some of the '90s ones. I get them confused. Okay. The names of each of them. So,
all right, so I'll do them in chronological order.
Okay. You're good.
And we won't count. Well, I'll start with it. There's Batman the movie starring Adam West. That's the 60s.
The old.
That's the old one.
Right.
60s, 70s one.
Yeah.
We don't even need to put that one.
Yeah, I don't remember. I definitely saw it, but
it's real campy.
Yeah.
It's bad though. So it starts with the 1989 Batman, starring Michael Keaton. Then Batman Returns, also Michael Keaton. Yes. And then Batman Forever, starring Val Kilmer. Mm-hmm. And then
is Forever Riddler?
Yes, that's the Riddler. Okay. With Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
Then Batman and Robin with George Clooney, and that's the bad guy is Mr. Freeze.
I'm sorry, I love that one.
You love that? Okay, that's fine. That's
it's fine. So bad, but oh my god, it's one of my favorites.
That's fine, but that's what we can talk about.
Yeah.
And then it goes from that one to Batman Begins with Christian Bale, and it starts the Dark Knight trilogy.
Was it really? That was the last one?
Yeah, but I mean, they were years apart.
Oh, yeah.
They were almost...
I want to say 90s to...
Yeah, it was like 96, I think that the 97, I think.
97, I was going to say 98, but 97.
97, 98, right. But whatever. But then, Batman Begins came out in 2004, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then... Or 2005. I'm just going to pull up the little Batman...
dates, could not tell you.
Movies, release dates.
I thought me and my boyfriend were going on a year of dating, but it's almost 2 years. It's just because COVID time just went away for me. Yeah. I had no concept of time.
There's Batman Begins was 2005. Okay. So Batman and Robin's 97.
Okay.
Batman Returns 92. Batman. We're not gonna do any animated ones because there's too many. Yeah. So Batman Begins 2005, Dark Knight 2008, Dark Knight Rises 2012, and then it goes to Batman versus Superman, and Dawn of Justice.
That?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I mean, I didn't. I was just expecting something very different.
Yeah.
And it just didn't hit right. And I think it's because it needed more build-up. They need to establish that Batman, instead of just trying to, like, kind of jam it all together.
Yeah, right.
That's what I, like, there's definitely some
cool parts. That's what they always screw up.
Yeah.
DC,
yeah. So then there's Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice 2016, Justice League, and then, like, the Batman is 2022. So we'll go to the 2016 Batman vs. Superman. What is your, how many is that total? That's, I think there's 4, 5, 8 total. So what's your least favorite one?
Did you say Batman vs. Superman was one of them?
Yeah.
I just hate Superman. I mean, I don't hate him, but I just find him very boring. Like, I want to say that's my least favorite.
Okay.
What's your least favorite?
My least favorite's going to be Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Just because it's so bad.
That's why I love it.
But it's like, it's so bad. It's really hard to watch.
Come on, Mr. Freeze.
Chill out.
He's horrible.
He's horrible. It's so bad. At least, like, the saving grace to me in the Batman versus Superman, which is my 7th.
Okay.
Is that there's some, like, definite, like, Frank Miller references in there from The Dark Knight Returns, one of my favorite comic books of all time. And so, like, there's some good stuff, but it just, the universe felt very rushed. And so, like, we're going, like, not only did they combine Batman and Superman's first, like, showdown, which, that's such a big thing, but then they put the death of Superman in there, too. And I'm like, there's so much that's happening, and it all happens in, like, the last 40 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
And, like, the
it
first...
should be multiple movies.
Like, and, like, there was... Yeah, multiple movies, and it should have been, like, dispersed a little more evenly throughout the story in the film. I just thought the pacing, just from, like, a film standpoint, was so uneven.
Yeah, it was very slow.
It was so slow, and then it was just, like, action for, like, but it's like, you gotta... Well, I want to ride some waves.
Right, yeah.
In a comic book movie, and so, okay, what's your number 7? You need to look at the list. It's all right here.
No, I think I'm still gonna go with, even though I love it, Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Because it is bad.
Yeah,
like, I love it, but it's not.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Nipples on the bat-suit, and just, like, the silliness of Bane, where he just would say Bane. Like, he was basically Groot before.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And then, like, Poison Ivy's almost worse than Mr. Freeze, though.
Yeah,
like, she's real over the top.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
Those movies were poorly received, and especially that one, and it really bummed Joel Schumacher out. He's like, oh, I thought people were gonna like this kind of, like, campy thing.
Was it intentional?
Yeah, I mean, he knew what he was
young.
doing.
I mean, I was 7 when it came out.
Like, it was, and so, like, I remember seeing that one and, like, being like, I liked this movie. I liked it. I think I liked it. And I was like, no, I didn't. I don't. I was, like, really trying to convince myself that I liked it. But I just like Batman so much that I was just like,
Yeah.
And I'll deal with it.
I enjoyed the Goofy.
Yeah, it was just too far gone. And just, like, the physics were even wonky in it. Like, it was just, and, like, the resolution was so, like, easy to do. And then, like, the one thing, like, George Clooney could have been such a good Batman.
He could have, yeah.
Because he had Bruce Wayne and, like, he could have been the most charismatic Bruce Wayne that we had. Because with Michael Keaton, you had a guy that was a little weird as Bruce Wayne, which is okay. And then you had, like, honestly, Ben Affleck was incredible as Batman.
Yeah, I liked him.
People got so mad when he was cast. I'm like, can you think of anybody that embodies, like, just the stature of Bruce Wayne and who Batman is better than that? Like, he's, like, 6'4". He got jacked for it. He's, like, I mean, he was and, like, as soon as he was cast, I was thinking of the movie Mallrats, where they do like a cover, like a comic book cover to introduce all the characters.
Okay.
And his character was Buttman. And I'm like, this is a dude that like he looked, but it was like a Batman type spread. And I'm like, this guy would be a great Batman at that time. And so when he got cast, everybody else was freaking out. I'm like, I think this guy's going to fucking nail it. Because I know he likes the source material too.
Okay.
And
cool.
it didn't work out for him that well. Just because it was so dark. Yeah. And it wasn't even his fault. It wasn't his fault.
It's not. No, and like you said, I thought he was good.
He's very good. Yeah. And he plays Bruce very good. Like, and I think that was one of the things that was missing in Batman versus Superman was kind of his. You know, I don't need origin, but I need establishing. Yeah. I like establishing like who he is, and he was already the jaded, kind of dark Batman, not the one that still had some hope. Yeah. So the one thing that Zack Snyder did actually do kind of well in the movies that he got to make was he did give Batman an arc in the Justice League Snyder cut. Yeah. Where like he was real dark in Batman versus Superman, and he became a more hopeful leader in Justice League. Yeah. So, all right.
I think it's hard too to like the generations seeing him. Like I think we appreciate, Ben Affleck, where somebody, a little bit younger kids trying to get into it want to see like Batman in action. Like I think this new one might
be it. Oh, I think I've heard really good things about it. Yeah. But I mean, he was good in action and everything like that. But like, I think it's just because the stigma that goes with Ben Affleck because of who he is as an actor. Yeah. And but they did the same thing with Heath Ledger. Yeah. It's like let people in, and they did the same thing with Robert Pattinson. They're like, oh, I don't want that guy from Twilight. I'm like,
have you seen any of his other movies?
Yeah, like the dude can act. It's gonna be fine.
And I feel like the people that complain about that haven't seen any interviews of him or in any other movies because he dogs on Twilight so much. Right. Like it was just a hacky time. Like it is what it is.
And he needed, that's not a movie that you turn down.
Right. Exactly.
Like anybody would take, like, oh, do you want to be the star of this movie that's going to make you not have to worry about money for the rest of your life, and you can try and do what you can. And again, I watched the Twilight movies with my kids and my ex-wife. Like they're not the worst thing.
I mean, it's horrible script. But I enjoy it. It's enjoyable.
Right, like for what it is. Right, they're okay movies. Yeah. And I like the acting wasn't the problem. It's just really like
it's
the script like it's really cheesy writing.
But that's what the book is too.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go in knowing what it is, it's just what it is. Yeah. All right, my number 6 is going to be I'm going to go Batman Returns.
Okay, hold on.
That's the one with the Penguin and Catwoman.
Batman Returns is Penguin and Catwoman.
Yeah, with Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm. And then...
Batman Forever is Val Kilmer with, what's his face? Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones. And Nicole Kidman.
Which one was that one?
That one's Batman Forever.
Okay. And then just regular, like, Batman... Is it just Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton and Kim Basinger is like the love interest. Vicky Bale.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with you. I think.
All right,
yeah.
Which was what did I say?
Was it?
Batman Returns.
I keep getting the one that
Batman Returns. Okay, so Batman Returns is both of our 6.
Yes.
All right, and then what's your 5?
5 would be. What do we have left? Hold on.
We got Batman Forever left. We have all the Christopher Nolan Dark Knights, and we have Batman.
I know it's going to be bad, but I love Christopher Nolan, all 3 of them. So I'm going to go Batman...
Forever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's mine.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
But again, like that one's higher than the other ones because Jim Carrey was such a big deal to me. He was so good in that movie, and it was he really...
He could have like done it now too. Yeah. Like that would have been sick.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Paul. Is it Dano?
Dano.
I always say his name.
He's a great actor. Did you ever watch the Escape at Dannemora, the mini series on Showtime about the prisoners that like they were fucking this guard. Like that
sounds fun.
Oh, it's a great story. So there's this lady that worked at the prison, and these two guards like end up getting in a relationship with her, and she helps them break out of prison.
Oh, shit.
And then they get like chased down by the cops and everything, and one of them goes back to jail, the other one gets killed. But it's a really great story. It's directed by Ben Stiller.
It's a short story, you said?
It's a like short series. It's based on real events.
Oh, yeah. What's it called?
Escape at Dannemora.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out.
It was on Showtime.
Okay.
It's great. So then.
I like him in There Will Be Blood. He was very good in that. I can't even think. I know I've seen him in other things because I've enjoyed his work, but I can't even think of it.
Like his first kind of prominent role was Little Miss Sunshine.
Okay.
He was the brother in that.
Oh my God! Yeah.
What else is he? Yeah, he's been in a bunch of things, but yeah, There Will Be Blood was a big one. All right, so then we are on to number 4. We have the Dark Knight series left and Batman.
Shoot, I'm gonna have to say Batman.
Okay, I'm gonna say Batman Begins.
Okay.
Which I really love that movie, but I just have a special place in my heart for the original Batman. Okay. So I have to put that one higher. Yeah. But yeah, Batman Begins is it's a great. I mean, once you get to these ones, they're all like honestly, it's a better movie than the 1989 Batman.
But
it's like there's some nostalgia things that I can't get over.
That's how I feel about our first ones. Yeah. You know, like Batman and Robin nostalgia, like.
So what would be your number 4?
Wait, I already said 4, didn't I? I said Batman.
Oh, you said okay, number 3.
Number 3. It would be Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. Yeah. Okay, and that's so we can kind of talk about both of those because I remember seeing Batman Begins and just really it just dropped my jaw to the floor. Like I was just like, oh, they fucking got Batman right. This is cool because like that was a time when I was really getting into the graphic novels. Like I was just back from the Philippines, so I'm like an adult at this time, but I was like really digging the graphic novels and was reading through all those, and so seeing that and just I was so good. Yeah. And then with the they built a good Gotham, a believable Gotham. This is the most like rooted in reality we'd seen Batman.
Yeah, and I think the characters were like perfectly cast too. Cillian Murphy, I love him. And
he's gonna star in the new Christopher Nolan movie.
What is it?
It's about what is it? I think it's.
I feel like I remember seeing something, but I might totally be wrong.
It's a World War Oppenheimer.
Oh.
So it's a biopic about who is this guy? Oppenheimer basically I think helped build the nuclear bomb.
Oh, okay, wow. That's really cool. Yeah,
biographical drama. Trying to. Okay, come on. Can we get to the actual? Who's Oppenheimer? That's what.
Oppenheimer sounds German.
Yeah. J. Robert Oppenheimer. Okay. Wartime head of the Los Alamos Laboratory is among those who are credited with being the father of the atomic bomb.
Gotcha. So, yeah. Okay. Wow. When is that coming out?
I think it comes out this summer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. That's awesome.
I think it comes out this summer.
Did people like his Scarecrow?
I liked it.
I did.
I think so. I think those movies are pretty well. Beloved. 2023, so it comes out next year.
I see a lot of people diss Rises.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. That would be my number 2.
When it comes to the Batman movies, Tommy, like you have to put the headphones on if you really want to enjoy it.
Right? Yeah.
So my number 3 would be Rises.
3's Rises?
3's Rises, 2's Batman.
Okay.
1's Dark Knight.
Okay.
And yours is...
And number 1's Dark Knight too, yeah.
So we can kind of get through all those. But let me talk a little bit. So when I saw Batman, the 1989 version, this is... I'm a 7-year-old kid.
Right.
We're in the process of moving from Strongsville to Medina, and I got to see it 2 times in the theater. And I remember going with my friend who was a year older than me, but he was terrified. Like, he was so scared that he was 8 years old, and he was like, you know, it was because it's a tense movie for an 8-year-old, 7-year-old, but I was just like in it. I guess I had been a little bit more exposed to some stuff. I was a little more desensitized, I guess. But it was fucking awesome to see that, like, Batman in real life beating up bad guys.
Right.
And it was just awesome. So I can't not have that as my top 2.
Is that like your first movie theater like experience that you remember, or
so 1989 had a summer of incredible movies, and I saw a bunch of them, and like that's kind of the like when I fell in love with movies.
Yeah.
So that summer I saw Batman, I saw Ghostbusters 2, and I saw Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, all in theaters.
Yeah.
And
that's a good year of movies.
Yeah, right. So seeing all those movies, like, I love, like, some people shit on Ghostbusters 2 all the time. I'm like, I fucking loved it.
I've never even seen the first one, so
I loved it. And I, like, you know, saw it in the theater, and some people hated it, and they said it's nothing like, I don't know, it was awesome. I hadn't even seen the first one at that point.
Oh, really?
So I just knew that I was like, okay, I love this movie. And then I saw the first one, I loved that one. Bill Murray's hysterical.
Do you like the second one better?
I have fonder memories of that one.
Okay.
I understand that the first one is like
the movie
better. It's a better movie because a lot of the jokes that I was enjoying were jokes in the first one.
Okay,
But like, there's just little things in the second one that, like, even as a small child, I'm like, I know that's so fucking funny.
Aww.
Like,
yeah,
it was
you
like,
just knew.
I knew, like, it was just like a little thing. Like, there's a scene where Peter Venkman, who is played by Bill Murray, after the first movie, there's no more Ghostbusters. They kind of break up.
Okay.
And he's just doing a show called something about psychics.
Okay.
Mind of a Psychic or something like that. And they run into this guy. He's like a doorman at a building. And he's a fan of the show. He's like, hey, it's one of my 2 favorite shows. And he's like, what's the other show? He's like, Bassmasters. And he's like, okay. And he's like, it's a fishing show. He's like, and then just the way Bill Murray says this, he goes, I know Bassmasters. And like, even when I was a little kid, I'm like, I know that's fucking funny. That's hilarious. It just, and then the original Batman, just incredible. To me, seeing it in the theater and like all that excitement and being so just thrilled to see like someone I'd seen in cartoons and comic books have flesh and blood.
Right, yeah. That's cool.
And then you get, because I watched the old Superman movies all the time, but I still like Batman better.
Yeah.
Like, when I was real little, it was Superman, but then like, even by like, once I saw that movie, I'm like, fuck Superman. Batman's
I feel
cooler.
like a lot of people do that. Like, as a kid, it's more of like a Superman, and as you get a little bit older,
more basic and he's more powerful, but then you understand like the coolness of having limits and exceeding them,
right?
Which is what Batman does. And then Rises is great. I think it's
I love it.
The one thing that bums me out about Rises is that we're supposed to have a reprise of Heath Ledger as the Joker, and we didn't get that. So that does make it a little more shallow. But I think, considering the circumstances, they did everything right.
Yeah,
like, it hits all the notes. It's still great.
I wish we would have gotten more with Jordan Levitt. What the fuck's his name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
A little more Robin.
Yeah, that would have been tight.
Yeah, but it's a great movie. Bane's a great bad guy.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's the one thing that Nolan did really well in all of his movies. He made great villains.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And that's like something that it took Marvel almost till, like Winter Soldier was a good villain, but like they didn't nail all the villains. There was a lot of villains that were just kind of one note and weren't all that interesting.
Yeah.
Bane's an interesting villain. Like he's like sympathetic in a way.
Yeah. They do a good job at that, making you sympathize with them a little bit.
Sympathize, and like you're like, man, he's got some good. Like, that's how you know you have a good villain. You go, he's kind of making sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's making sense. That's why Thanos was good. Thanos is a very good villain.
It's like, you may have been right.
And then the Joker in like that movie is just the perfect comic book movie. I think I still have to keep that as my all-time. I don't know if I can do it because I really, really, really love Endgame.
Yeah.
So.
I mean...
Not Endgame. Infinity War. That's
Infinity
my
War,
favorite.
yeah. I would say Infinity War over Endgame as well.
But as far as just a perfect, like, I mean, Dark Knight is so good.
It is. It really is. It's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such a wonderful performance,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of pushed everybody else's performances to another level too.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
they're like, oh,
definitely.
okay, we can make, like, we can take this serious.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And they took Batman Begins serious, but like in the Dark Knight, you saw everybody like, yeah, they all buy in.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like
And
it's
a crime drama.
Yeah,
It's
for
a crime
sure.
drama that happens to have Batman in it.
Yep, you have a lot more fans of that movie. I mean, even today,
Yeah.
Halloween, you still have people like dressing up as that.
Joker.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily like comic book fans to the end. It's
Right.
just that movie was so good.
So good. All right. Well, that was a good segment. Let's move on to.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Okay, good.
To the nerd origin story. Well, that's kind of. I mean, like, what's the first? So, like, Batman was kind of like one. I mean, I always liked Superman, but Batman definitely put me on that course of like, I want to see all this stuff.
I think Batman was
Yeah,
mine too,
yeah.
comic book wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Do you remember which comic it was?
I started late, but I think I started with I've got the graphic novels at home. Maybe Death in the Family is
That's
like
a
one of
great
the
one.
first one that I started
That's a
with.
real good one,
Yeah.
and it's a real heavy one.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
oh no, you know what? No, it may have been. What year did Hush come out? Do you know?
I want to say I know I read it around like 2004 or 5, but I think it came out in like the early 2000s.
Okay,
Hush
that
is-
wouldn't have been my first one then, but that one was really good too. That one got me kind of hooked.
I could be very off here though. It was 2002.
2002.
Yeah.
That was my more of like current
Yeah.
comics that like got me back
Yeah.
into Batman. But yeah, I would.
Hush is so good, and this new Batman's supposed to have a lot of
Yeah.
Hush and the Long Halloween.
Yes.
Which I think those
Long
kind of-
Halloween may have been my first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
can't
believe
remember.
I think those are both by Jeff Loeb,
Mm-hmm.
and they're so dark and
yeah.
like it's
I like the
it's
dark stuff.
it's the best part of Batman for me. Like
Mhm.
like when I was a kid, I liked him beating people up, but the detective side of him,
Yeah.
where he wasn't necessarily like he was, you know, he's still kicking ass and all that stuff, but it's way less of that and way more like I'm actually trying to stay out of it and like kind of like learn some stuff. So
I'm
yeah.
excited.
All right, me too. Next, we'll talk about this real quick. Pam and Tommy. I know you said you weren't gonna watch it,
No.
but I did.
Yeah.
And there's a new episode that comes out today.
Oh, it's weekly.
It's a weekly
Oh,
on Hulu.
okay.
So I'm like 3 episodes in, and it's kind of fun because it just really does take you back to like how foreign the internet was to people.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we're so used to the internet now,
Mm-hmm.
and we forget that like the internet really was like something people like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like I have no idea what that is. I don't know how to work it, and even they didn't really know how to work it.
Mhm.
Like they were selling the sex tape online, but you still had to like it's basically just an ad say mail a money order here.
Yeah.
Like there was no PayPal or anything.
Mhm. Yeah, that is kind of wild
Isn't that
to look
crazy?
back at. How's the acting in that?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think Sebastian Stan's killing it.
He's awesome.
I think what's her face is killing it. What's her name that's playing Pam?
I don't know her name, but she looked perfect.
She looks so good, and a lot of nudity.
Is there?
There's a whole scene where Sebastian Stan's talking to his dick straight out of Tommy Lee's book. Like,
Nice,
it's a nice
okay.
tribute to it. So like, you get dick, you get tits. You get a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
She
Lily-
wanted nothing to do with it.
I know,
Pamela
and you love her?
Anderson's- I don't love her,
Okay.
but like I do feel for her, you know. So
Mhm.
I just kind of like I'll stay away from it. We'll keep my eyes on it, see if she changes her mind or anything. But
So why are you letting her dictate it? Because it's her like.
yeah, like if her wants are being violated
Yeah.
per se, so I don't necessarily want to give the views,
Lily
money
James, that's who
to
plays it,
yeah.
Did she get? I wonder if she got breast implants to play that, because her boobs are big and look just like Pam's.
Are they CGI titties?
If they are, they look great.
Lily James boob, real or fake? I started searching something. I think that just reminded me, your Google search. I just went to start searching something yesterday, and I started it with is, I-S.
Uh-huh.
In the third option, like you know how it's like what people search? It's, is Putin married? I'm like, what? That's the most random question.
So, Lily James had to undergo hours in hair and makeup to transform into Pamela Anderson for Pam and Tommy, including prosthetics on her forehead and a fake boob job. So they are fake.
Okay.
They're fake boobs, so they're real fakes.
Yeah.
Not like you have implants.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Which, that's augmentation, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it.
for sure. But she had prosthetic fake titties?
Yes. And they look real. They look real.
Dang.
I jerked off to them.
Cool.
I need so much more depravation than just titties sometimes.
Fake Pamela Anderson titties.
Mm-hmm. I imagine Sebastian Stan's wiener is also
a prosthetic? Yeah, maybe.
I mean, even just because it's...
Is it nice?
It's real big. Yeah, I mean, it's a big old wiener.
Yeah, big old song.
And it made me go back and rewatch the sex tape, which is hard to find. It's not
really? Huh.
Like, I mean, there's clips of it, but there's not like the full thing.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, he's got a big dick.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's fake then.
Well, Sebastian's...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, Tommy's is fucking... Have you seen it?
No, I'm too short. Like, I don't want that.
But so is Pamela.
How tall is she?
She's not tall.
Really? I would have expected... Oh, well, I guess pictures, now that I think about it.
Oh, she's taller than I thought. Okay, 5'7".
Yeah.
He's 6'2". All right, let's see Tommy Lee's wiener. You want to see it?
Yeah, we can see it. Am I about to give Tommy Lee a dick rating?
Yeah, I think so.
For free?
Can we find it anywhere?
Do you have
I might have to go to an
child
actual porn. I have to go to an actual porn site. Where did I see it? Let's see, next videos.
XNXX? That's a good one. Free plug, sorry.
That's right. Is it just straight pornography? Pam? I might need Pam. There it is. Okay. I think that's the Bret Michaels one. Sorry.
Too many dicks. Bret Michaels' penis.
Let's see what his looks like real quick. This is old.
Mute is a good option there.
This is one's like, I don't even know if we can even really see his.
What are they doing?
She's blowing him right there.
I know. It looks like a 1920s movie with the little...
Yeah.
It's so bad. Honestly, how did we watch porn back in the day?
He's got a good piece.
Okay. It's so white. It's really white.
Yeah, he's got a good dick.
Yeah. That one's good.
I think.
Good job.
Alright, let's see if we can find this. Nope. I think it's getting popular again, so like they're taking it down again.
It, yeah. Just look up. You didn't get any Tommy Lee dick pics?
I didn't see any on there.
Let's see.
Maybe you know something I don't know.
Probably not, but...
The Bret Michael ones is much more...
Or wait. Didn't you say Tommy Lee?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like the Bret Michael one, it shows up all the time, but the Tommy Lee one doesn't. Oh, here we go.
You got his dick?
I got the sex tape, so... we gotta get past this ad. Yeah,
You're not gonna meet a neighbor who's trying to fuck?
Okay. Just need...
I've never watched it. Oh! Okay.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Got a big one.
Okay.
Going for it.
So when you said big, I was like thinking, well, I mean.
No, it's not like the biggest dick you've ever seen.
It is big,
but
though.
it is very big.
First, I was going to say, I thought it was like you were thinking longer, not necessarily girth.
No, it's got a
but
big,
now it's both.
a big girthy one, yeah.
Oh, God, that's big. Okay.
And
lucky guy.
What's your dick rating of his? I like when she pulls it out and grabs it.
I would, yeah.
Hold on, actually. I'm going to turn the volume up on this so you can hear what she says. Because, like I said, I did just watch
Have you memorized it?
I just remember this part. Because she's very excited.
Of my life, kids. For the rest of my life. I get this for the rest of my life, kids. Yes.
Yes.
I get this for the rest of my life. And you guys didn't even make it a year, I think.
Right, yeah.
So.
I would give him an 8 out of 10 only because he the angle real long.
Yeah.
And
you have a short canal.
Yes, I have a short canal.
Short.
Yes, no.
You just want, you're more
Shallow.
girth than length.
Oh, well.
I mean, you want some length, but you don't need all the length.
Precisely.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
no. Some's a little bit too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get on top without,
I like a girl to get on top.
Right, yeah. So, yeah. Not no 10-inch shit.
So
Too short for that. 5 foot tall.
When I, yo-yoed in weight over the years, and when I was, like, skinny, like, it was definitely a thing where when they get on top, it was too long, and, like, they'd be like, yeah. So, like, carrying a little extra weight has actually benefited me because I like a girl to be on top. Yeah. And it gives them a little pad.
Okay,
to keep from getting all jammed up in there.
All jammed up. Yeah, it sucks because being on top is great, but when you're shorter, whatever, it makes it complicated.
Yeah. All right, the last thing I wanted to talk about before we go, I was looking at your story just before you got here.
Yes.
And there's some feminist group.
Feminist account.
Yeah, feminist Instagram account that's being all shitty to you.
Yeah, very feminist of them, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I think it's real weird when, like, I believe the idea behind feminism is that women can be anything they want.
Whatever the fuck we want to do.
Like, if you want to be a homemaker, that's fine. If you want to get fake boobs, that's fine. It's about having choices.
Precisely.
And not just, like, only doing...
I don't even know the context of...
All right, so set it up and explain it.
Yeah, so this account doesn't follow me. I've never seen it before.
They're just trolling people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. They have to be. So
don't even say their name. I don't even want to give them...
Yeah, no, I won't. Well, I did pin it. I pinned the comment.
That's fine, but like...
Yeah. Just because I find it funny in the comments after, But they were... It's a magazine, quote-unquote, post or page, and I think it might just be like a meme page that they're trying to make. But it said, did it hurt when they pumped you full of salt water to fulfill men's unreasonable beauty standards and set feminism back a generation? And I'm just like, where do you get that I got my boobs for men?
Right.
I've wanted boobs since I was like 11 years old.
You're extrapolating a lot of things that without any context, and like only looking at it from your point of view.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, maybe she wanted these no matter what.
Right.
Like that.
that
could be a thing.
Yeah. I wanted to comment, and then I'm like, no, it's none of their business. I'm not giving this much attention to them. But I'm like, people with cancer get breast augmentation. People with OCD and other mental illnesses get it because they have body dysmorphia and stuff like that. Maybe they just fucking want tits, like me. I'm attracted to tits. I want tits. Like, I'm like, if anything, maybe it's about the ladies, not the men.
Right.
Who I want to.
Or you just want to look hot to yourself.
Right.
Like
that's 100% what it is.
Yeah. So
being facetious, but yeah. It's just wild that like that's like the least feminist thing you
to attack another woman for
their body
choices.
Yeah. Like it's just. I can't imagine what they feel about like trans women who want to go through surgery.
It just seems
like that's not feminism.
I don't think so.
Yeah, if feminism doesn't encompass all women.
It's
not feminism.
It's more of an equality thing, not a this is the only way you can be a woman.
Right, yeah.
It's annoying.
Very weird. I don't get a lot of that, surprisingly.
That's good.
I surprisingly don't. But yeah, that one, and it doesn't hurt my feelings.
No,
I'm just like,
you're just
kind
like,
of crazy.
it's the same,
like,
it's like the same thing when guys come at me and like, they're like, you're raising somebody else's kids, you're a beta. And I was like, well, okay. Sorry that I wanted these kids to have a good life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that's what I was.
With that?
Yeah, but they don't look. They only look at it from their point of view,
right?
And they only look.
And it's skewed all the time.
They think that like I was tricked into this by some woman or something. I don't know. Like not that like I was in a relationship with a woman and then I built a relationship with the kids,
children,
and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like I these kids are like my family now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue to be their dad, and I have.
Yeah,
but I have a pretty good bit about it.
It just is wild to me that anyone could like find something negative out of that. It just I can't imagine life like that.
People can always find something negative. The one thing that I know about getting a lot of views on all these like stand-up videos is people will always find something negative. There's also like these videos of like they're jokes, and people were like, that's a terrible way to treat people, blah, blah. I'm like, buddy, I don't treat people this way. Right. This is I'm in a place where people know I'm joking about things. It's not real.
Ever think it was a joke?
It's not real.
Ever think it was exaggerated?
Even these stories, like, there's bits of truth in them, but it's not the real way things went down.
You would hear that from any comedian.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's just, but people are so literal, and they just want to be mad before they want to laugh so much. It's,
Yeah, it's depressing. But
it is, but it's also like, it gives me engagement. So
right, exactly.
So then it like puts it up into
the,
so like, you got to post the controversial stuff, which even like I don't think any of my stuff's all that controversial. But people always find a way to make it that way.
It. Yep.
All right. Where are we at here? Oh, we did a good long episode.
Nice.
Just
Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm excited for next week. We'll have lots to talk. Well, I guess we can't talk about a lot of it, but we can talk about how much we loved it because I know it's going to be great.
Yeah. All right, so thanks for checking out this episode. AJ should be back this week or next week, and
if not, he's fired.
And I think we have an episode without any problems.
Imagine without AJ. What?
Yeah, he was the problem all along.
I'm kidding. Love you, AJ. Sorry. Bye.
Awesome.
Nice.